Hello everyone and welcome back to Past and Future. Today we're just going to be doing a vehicle breakdown on the LVT A1. So we're just going to look at some of its statistics, then have a look at the history behind it, and finally end it in a little challenge. If you want to watch this vehicle in action, I'm planning to do an upcoming vehicle video on all the American vehicles at lower ranks in War Thunder, battle rating 1.0. And so yeah, and depending on when you're watching this, that might be out. So if you're watching it quite a while after this has come out, then by all means go and check that video out. Anyway, let's talk about the LVT. The first thing you notice is that it's quite big, and that's because it's built on the chassis of the LVT 2, aka the Buffalo, which was a armoured infantry carrier which was used during the Pacific War. You've probably seen it, and if you have seen it, then you will know that it is amphibious, which is why it's so big, and obviously it has to carry quite a lot of men. But early in the Pacific War, the US Marines High Command noticed that they needed something with a bit more firepower, because the LVT just had machine guns. They needed something that could knock out Japanese bunkers or pillboxes or what have you. So they decided to mount a modified version of the M3 Stuart turret, which housed the 37mm gun, on the LVT, creating the LVT A1 with the 37mm gun. So let's have a look at the armour on this thing. Oops. And do a protection analysis. So here you've got the LVT A1 in all its glory, and what shall we fire at it with? Japanese 1.0 hard go. So here let's start with the sides. In this bit, which reminded me of the bit in a Churchill tank, or even in a Mark IV from World War One, that bit, because the track sort of goes over. In this bit here, I don't know what you'd call it, this is quite penetrable? No, it's quite easy to penetrate. If we just shoot here, and you'll see it does a lot of damage to the entire tank, hitting the ammo storage, which is stored back there. In other areas it's not so easy to penetrate, depending on the angle that you attack it, but overall this only has, I think, 6mm of armour on it, so it is quite easy to penetrate. The turret is a bit less easy. Working our way down, this side is also quite easy. It's not possible here, but if we just go here, then you'll see that it takes out most of the turret crew and the two machine gunners in the back. Moving on to the front, this bit is quite sturdy actually, but the undercarriage, you easily hit the transmission, which acts as a bit of a stopper because the transmission is quite big. You can't pierce it here, you can pierce it here, but I think you've got to be in a pretty small tank to get that shot away, and it doesn't really do anything either. The track's also quite roamable, as on basically any tank. So yeah, that's the thing's protection. So let's have a look at some of the other features on it. There we go. So this is the protection as a whole. You can see that the strongest bit is the turret gun ring there, which has a 50mm of armour, and then you can see basically all of the hull and the sides are just 6.35mm thick. The turret and the machine gun is a bit thicker, same with the front here at 12.7 and 12.4, but the strongest bit is the gun mantle at 50mm, so it's basically impossible to pierce that with anything at your BR. So yeah, and as I've already covered, it had the 37mm gun, quite potent. So let's have a look at the crew. So here you can see all the crew, a nice side-on view there. So here you got the driver, stop moving, and then a machine gunner, though if it go, and then you've got another machine gunner and another machine gunner, both mounting a 50 cal in the back. There's also a 50 cal mounted coaxially next to the main gun there. Here you've got the commander, here you've got the gunner, and if it just goes around to the front, hang on a sec, this might take a while. Let me go back onto the United States. You can see that this person, the machine gunner here, doesn't actually have a machine gun to operate, and it's not just a glitch. They've only got 3 machine guns, one there and 2 in the back here. Now let's look at the component layout. You've got the big transmission in the front as always, engine in the back, fuel tank there, that's all pretty standard. Ammo racks here, stored in the back, so that's not easy to hit, especially from this side, but it is possible to penetrate it. And then if I just shrink this, you've got the radio station there. So yeah, that's an overview of all the statistics on the thing. If you have War Thunder, then of course you can look at them for yourself. And now a bit of the history. So like I said, this thing was requested by the US Marine Corps to have better firepower than the standard LVT, and so be able to knock out things on like bunker defences and whatnot on Japanese beaches. I don't think it ever saw use in the Western theatre, though if I'm wrong, of course, correct me on that in the comments below. It'll be interesting to hear. So yeah, in the Pacific, though, where it saw its most use, it wasn't as effective as some people had hoped. At Roy, they were used by the 24th Marines, but they just could not get up close enough to support the Marines effectively. This was noticed by the US Marine Corps, so instead he devised that these would be also used inland to support the Marines as they moved inland, but they ended up, just because the island, quite thick jungle, they ended up just being far away fire support, which wasn't the most effective use of the 37mm, and they didn't get much accuracy in that. That was their most notable use, but they were used throughout the Pacific War. But the thing is, by mid to 1944, the 37mm just wasn't as effective as it was at the start of the war. You only really saw it on the M5 updated Stuart anymore, which was used as a reconnaissance vehicle and just a light tank. And while you may not think it, this is a light tank too, despite its size, but as we said before, this thing needs to swim, and it actually can, though not that well, as I found out in my first game with this thing. I tried to take it into really deep water, but then it just went really slowly and then ended up getting sniped. So yeah, that's a basic history on it. Though, oh yeah, one more thing to point out. Later in the war, in late 1944, because obviously there was still a need for tanks in the Pacific, though not as great a need as there was in the Western Front, as the Japanese, well, they didn't have that many, they didn't have that many tanks. and the islands weren't great for tank warfare, so they mounted 75mm guns in new turrets in this tank. But of course that wasn't that effective, because you only have, great view of that, whoops, a commander and a gunner, so no loader, so it took quite a long time to load the gun. So yeah, that's the basics of the LVT A1. I hope that's covered everything. Well, yeah, the engine here, so I forgot to talk about the engine. 235 horsepower, which is quite good, and that could propel it on land at a maximum speed of about 40 kilometers per hour and 11 in the water. So yeah, sorry for missing that out, but that's the basics of this tank. So now on to the challenge bit, which I'm sure many of you War Thunder nuts out there have been looking forward to. And yes, I'm a bit of one too. So basically, we're going to take this thing for a spin, just this thing. We're not doing it with any other tanks. They've only got two others, which is the M2A4, which is just a reserve vehicle, and the M2, but I haven't bought it yet. So yeah, just going in with this tank, and no air support, may I just point out. So yeah, and the challenge is going to be to get 3 kills. Now that might not sound like a lot, but I'm not that good at War Thunder, so that is quite a lot for me. That's about what I'm averaging in most battles, or in some battles, with my tanks in Great Britain, which is a BR 4.3. So, and I don't normally play with light tanks, I'm more of a heavy tank person. So yes, it'll be interesting to see. Whenever I do a vehicle debrief, I'm going to try do one of these sort of challenges. So yeah, I hope you enjoy them. Just a little bit of fun to try out the vehicles at the end. Hope you found all that information interesting. And yeah, let's do it. So, first map, Cuban, and it promises to be interesting, because this, like I said before, this tank's not the best at sniping. Hello, excuse me. And oh, is that a? I might not use the scope actually. I think that though, the LVT A4 is one with a mortar mounted on it and a M8 turret, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that should go to show my point, which I was saying in the history about how this tank saw a lot of modifications. I think all the LVTs are going this way. So yeah, but the main modification was that, goodbye tree, was that they put a 75mm on it, because 75mm were very good at knocking out non-armoured targets, which is why they were still kept on the Sherman, and they still use 75mm armed Sherman variants instead of any more potent cannons like 70-pounder, 76mm, which could knock out a Panther or a Tiger. So yeah, and I don't think I said this before, we're playing realistic battles, but I've got 5 chances to get the 3 kills. I was going to do arcade battles and 5 chances, and then realistic battles unlimited, but I just thought it might take a bit of a long time, so yeah, it might just be better to do it this way. It's a nice sunny day though, which means we've got pretty good visibility. Those 2 guys in the back there look like they're enjoying it. So let's just go find a target. Our flank is covered by those guys. I think it's domination, or is it? There's one cap, hello. Tank. Spotted. Don't remember that bridge. Might be quite a good point. Hello. Enemy tank. There's lots of LVTs around here. A lot of them. There's 3 listed for you. in the, I don't know what you call that, kill. I don't know. Anyway, I saw something going down that hill, but I think he might have been taken out. I don't know. Tank trying to rush the A point. Anyway, we've got the objective of this battle is to take the A point and hold it for as long as possible. Shooting the A13, we should probably advance with him. Give him a bit of a hand. Another tank bites the dust, but they're shooting over us. There isn't, we sort of stand out a bit like a sore thumb in this map, so not got the best feeling about it. But hello. Damn it, we missed. Oh no, we didn't, but we didn't do much. Gunner's down. Driver's down. Oh no. That was sort of my fault. I should have done some better shooting. That wasn't great shooting on my part. Oh no. Fire again. No, we're dead. So yeah, that ends the first battle. Yeah, it wasn't the best, but I don't think we could have penned his turret anyway. They have a pretty strong gunman. Right, battle number 2. And I've got a good feeling about this because it's advanced to the Rhine map, and I'm usually quite good on this map. Though it appears the enemy, yep, not the enemy team, our team. Literally everyone has gone for the other point. Take a right turning at the abandoned building. Ooh. Still quite a nice sunny day. Weather never really seems to change in Warland, though. Well, it does, but like, it's either really sunny 90% of the time, or really rainy and you can't see anything. Oh no, no, we've got an SBAA with us. That'll do. That'll do. Right. Let's go capture this B point. And well, I know there's someone's taken C. Ooh. Right, until this artillery happens. There we go. There's a tank behind us. Oh, we hit something. Two targets. Nice, nice. We might actually do this. Yeah, pretty good. I'm sort of scared. Come on, old buddy. Ooh. Get the gun around, get the gun around. Target destroyed. 3 targets in this tank. Oh. And it's only my second game. And I'm not joking. Well, that was pretty easy. Done the challenge now. The first game wasn't a great success, but this tank's actually better than I thought. It just, it's not that it's good. Just the armor's so spaced out and we can't move. We're on a, we're sitting on a cap point and we can't move because our engine's out. Bye bye lamppost. No. Oh no. Still 3 targets. Not bad. Yeah, that's that challenge done. Though seemed a bit short. Right, back to the house. So we did the challenge, which is good. But I thought that was actually pretty easy, easier than I thought it was going to be. So I thought, why don't we just try out this vehicle and see actually how seaworthy it was, because I've really been wanting to do this. And right, there's a lake back here. I'm sure our team won't mind. Nice colour scheme. They're an actual colour scheme as well. I've seen pictures of LVTs in that colour scheme. I keep wanting to say LTVs. Don't know why. Probably something to do with TV. Anyway, here we go, and then we'll get back to the actual battle. Like I said, I'm sure our team won't mind. I was gonna say you will drown, but I think that's quite floaty, quite buoyant. No, I feel like I'm gonna sink it. No, I don't like that. It wants to drown us. Gaijin wants to drown us. It keeps starting that you will drown thing. But oh, can we get back up? Hey, we can. And this actually got a good map for this thing. I mean, historically accurate, isn't it? A jungle map. Right, see, this thing turned on the spot lovely, beautifully. And we are capturing the A point. Very good. But yeah, I'm actually quite liking this tank. It's very good. I think it must have been designed by a British designer. They probably got the idea from the Churchill from this. It is a bit of a, well, it is an infantry support tank basically, and whoa, it has similar tracks as I said before. But yeah, I quite like the thing. It is a good gun for this BR, and it's just so survivable, and it's fast, and it's aquatic. It's just like got everything, and like it doesn't have that much armor, but it's so survivable. Oh no, someone's capturing the A point. That's not very nice of them. It's just so survivable because look at the mini layout map in the bottom left hand side of the screen. Just look at it, it's so spaced out. It's like a sort of ginormous version of spaced armour. Oh, we're swerving all over the place. And that LVT just died. Don't know who to though. The Panzer IIc. There, apparently. Can't pick anything out. We're capturing the A point, so they must have gone. I thought that was an enemy tank then. We should probably go get it back. More water though. Thought we were going to tip over then. The M22's covering us from up there. Good, good. I think we should go around here. But yeah, it's just so survivable because shots just sort of pass. Whenever they pass through it, oh, there he is. Gotta be careful. A bit big though. Been wounded? Nice. This is just such a good gun. Someone's bombing the A point. We got the real McCoy. Where was that from? It's just... well, our turret's taking quite a lot of damage. I'm surprised by how resilient this turret is actually. Because one of our crew members is injured. Tank. Target destroyed, nice. We could get... oh, no, still 2 targets destroyed, that's not too bad. Yeah. Anyway, got to test out this thing's sea legs, it did well. And, like, it's only shots like that that actually kill the whole crew, it's just so survivable, that's why I like it. And then it's got good speed, good everything. Really? Well, I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. I did. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe. It doesn't take anything away from you. If you do have a bit of money spare though, consider supporting me on Patreon if you do like what I do. Comment in the comment section if you got any ideas for these vehicle breakdown, if you want me to do one on anything specific. And if you like modelling and Warhammer, then check out my other channel, Past and Future of Warhammer. Yeah, and until next time, see ya.